Hi guys, this is episode 2 of our Scratch Clicker game series. So in this video I'll be showing you how to code our shop so we could buy upgrades. So let's get started. So smash that like button and make sure to subscribe and turn on all the notifications. So in the previous video I showed you how to code our Pokemon, Pokeballs, Glow and our scope. So make sure you check part 1, link is on the description. So first I'll be showing you how to code our shop. So if you don't see the scope variable, just click on this cache and select large readout. And then click on the shop sprite and we got the Pokemon stove costume, so you could use any costume you want. And now when green flag clicked, we need to show and then make a new variable called shop open for all sprites. And then we need to set shop open to end. So this is a variable to check whether is our shop open or not. And then we could just show, and then you could position your stove icon where you want. So I'll place it here, and then you could see the X and Y position. So I'll set it to X -169 and Y -135. And now click on my blocks and we need to make a block called check. And then click OK and then place it here. Now let's define this block. So we need to show, grab a forever loop and grab a if else statement. So if touching mouse pointer, and now grab a if statement. So if mouse down, we need to set our shop open variable to Y, which means yes. And then we need to broadcast a new message called shop. And we need to hide and wait until not mouse down. And for now, just keep this else statement as a blank and click on variables and check the shop open variable. So now you can see by default our variable is set to N, and when we click on our icon it's set to yes. So okay, now let's add some animations. So first grab this change size by block. So my default size is 45. And now we need a divide operator, a minus operator. So it's 45, so this is the default size. 45 minus size divided by 10. And now duplicate it. So if touching mouse pointer, we need to change our size by 55. And now you can see we got this size animation. So you could just set it to like 65 if you need a larger one. So I'll set it to 55. And now forever we need to set our Y to grab a plus operator, a times, so plus operator, times operator, and then grab a ABS off and change this to sing. So grab a times, another times operator, and then place it in this times operator. So it's sing of timer times 10 times 12 and times 5. And now make sure you set your default Y position, which is -135. And now you can see we got this animation. So if you need a more smooth animation, for that make a variable called move for this sprite only. And then forever we need to change our move variable by 0.1 and change this timer to move. And when green flag click, we need to set move to 0. And I can see we got a really smooth animation. And now we need to wait until not mouse down, and then we need to stop this script. So okay, now let's code our shops and upgrades. So first click on this shop background. So I got a background to my shop, so make sure you make another sprite for the shop background. And when green flag click, we need to hide. We need to go to x0 y0, and we need to go to back layer. And when I receive shop, duplicate, and then we need to show. So okay, now let's test it. And I can see we got the shop background. So now click on the Pokemon sprite, and when I receive shop, we need to hide. Click on the thumbnail sprite, and forever grab this if statement, grab a equals and shop open, and we need to do all of this code if shop is closed. And click on this Pokeball. When green flag click, we need to show. Go to x0 y0, and when I receive shop, we need to hide. And click on the banner sprite. When I receive shop, we need to hide. And I can see we got our shop. So okay, now let's code our upgrades. So click on the buy sprite, and we got 27 costumes. So we got the original costume and the costume with the price and the upgrade power. And then at last we got the close button. So if you need to add your own upgrades, so click on this upload costume button, and then upload what you want. So I'll add Nagi Nadal and place it in the center. And then this is the original costume, duplicate it, and then select and move your costume up with the up arrow, and select the text tool, and first add the price, so just set it to 50 million, and then what you need to do is add the upgrade color. So I'll set to 100k CPC, or you could set it to CPS. So CPC means clicks per click, and CPS means clicks per second. So I'll just set it to CPC. So make sure you set your upgrade to CPC or CPS. So that's how you could create a custom upgrade, the original one and the one with the price. And I also have this close button, so we could close our shop. So okay, let's start coding. So when green flag click, always we need to hide, and we need to create clones. So for that, make a block called assets, add input called assets, label called start, add input called none, then click OK. And for now, I'll just set asset to 1, and we need to start from 0. And now make a variable called clone shop for all sprites. And then we need to set this clone to none. And repeat assets. We need to change our clone shop by 1 and create clone of myself. So this acts as a clone ID. And now when I start as a clone, grab an if statement. So if clone num equals 1, Then we need to switch costume to Pikachu. And we need to show. And I can see we got Pikachu, so to hide it, just grab a if else statement, duplicate, and if shop open equals Y, then we need to show, else we need to hide. And then put this inside a forever loop. And I can see our Pikachu is not visible, and now we got Pikachu. And I can see it's not in the correct position, so there's a really easy way to position it. So click on the show button and switch the costume you want, and then you could just drag this and place it anywhere you want. And then you could check your X and Y position where your clone should be, go to motion, and then you could add this X and Y position. So I'll just set it to -195 and Y 68. And I can see our Pikachu is in the correct position. So you could just show and select the costume you want and then place it wherever you want, and then check the X and Y value and then enter it to the clone. So I'll show you, I'll just set it to -107 and Y 68, and I can see our Pikachu's here. So that's really easy. And now grab a if else statement. So if touching mouse pointer, then we need to wait 0.1 second, and we need to switch costume to the duplicate one, Pikachu 1, and else switch costume to Pikachu, which is the original one. And I can see if we are touching the mouse pointer, it displays the price and the power. And now let's code to buy it. So grab a if statement and is greater than. So if mouse down, and now click on the show block and switch costume to Pikachu 1. And you can see the price is 50. So if cash is greater than 49, then we could buy Pikachu. And then we need to change cash by -50. So we need to deduct the amount, and then we need to change, so it's CPC click power by 2. And now I'll just show our click power variable. And I can see by default it's set to 1. And now we could buy Pikachu. And I can see our click power is 3. And I can see our cache is also working. So now let's create all the other clones. So for that, just duplicate this whole script, run the game, and click on the show block and switch costume to the next upgrade, and then position your upgrade where you want. So now I can see it's -109 and 66. Change this if clone shop equals 2, which is Snivy. Add the X and Y values. And make sure you set this to the duplicate costume and then the original one. And switch costume to Snivy 1, and I can see it's 250. So if cash is greater than 249. And then we need to deduct the price, -250, and its CPS. So we need to change Pokeball per second by 1. And now placed in the when I start as a clone, and set assets to 2. And I can see we got Snivy. And now let's code all the other clones, so make sure you copy all the code. So if your costume is larger in size, you could just resize this in the editor. Just select it and resize it. And now make sure you change this ID for 3, 4, then duplicate again, change this to 5, 6, 7, 8, and drag this whole block to the when I start as a clone. And then we need to duplicate, and this is clone equals 8, set it to 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and at last 15. So you could add any number of clones you want, but make sure you set this value to the number of clones you are going to use. And now I'll set it to 15. And now if clone shop equals 3, again just show the sprite, switch to the next upgrade, and place it properly, and then select the X and Y value, and then enter it. Price is greater than 499, just deduct 1 and add the value. We need to change our cash by the price of the upgrade and change this click power Pokeball per second according to your power. So it's CPC, so it's click power. You need to change click power by 4. And if touching mouse pointer, the duplicate costume, else the original costume. You can see now we got Meow. Show your sprite, switch to the next upgrade and place it where you want. Switch costume to Breaksen, go to X77, Y69, the duplicate costume, the original costume, and then we need to deduct 1, so 1.5k. So just deduct 1,499. We need to change our cash by negative 1,500, and it's CPC, so it's click power. We need to change click power by 10. So I'll fast forward this video, so make sure you enter these values. So go to Lucario and make sure you change the changes to negative 147 and negative 30, and on the Garchomp sprite negative 51, and on the Charizard sprite 33 and negative 26, and on the Cinderace sprite 128. So now you can see in the second row we don't have Charizard, so that's because of the clone shop. So you can see Garchomp is our 8th clone and Lucario is our 6th. So make sure you change Garchomp to 7. And now if we test it, now you can see we got the first and second rows. And now in the 14, we need to switch costume to our close button. And we need to go to X 207 and Y negative 157. And then we need to remove these blocks. We need to change our size by divide minus size. So it's 50 minus size times 10, else touching mouse pointer we need to change our size by 70 minus size divided by 10. So if mouse down, we need to broadcast a new message called close shop, and then we need to set our shop open variable to n, wait until not mouse down, and forever we need to point in direction, grab a plus operator, a times, ABS off and change it to sing, and another times operator. Place it here, so it's 90 plus sing of timer times 100 divided by 10. So at the beginning of the code, we need to set our size to 65 and point in direction 90 degrees. And I can see our shop is working. And now click on the shop, duplicate. When I receive close shop, we need to hide, and on the Pokemon, when I receive close shop, we need to show. When I receive close shop, we need to show, and when I receive shop, we need to hide our glow, and when I receive close shop, we need to show. So grab this to our banner, and now click on the shop sprite, and I can see it's not visible. So simply grab a when I receive close shop, and again we need to check. And I can see if we close our shop reappears. So now click on this high sprite, and now just set our cash to 300. and click on this block. And now we could buy Pikachu, and the click power is 3, and we could buy Snivy. So now you can see our upgrades are working. So that's a really easy way to check whether your upgrades are working. Makes you show this click power and Pokeball per second. Click on this eye and just set your cash to 50. Click on this block and buy your first upgrade. You can see it's working, and our second upgrade is 250. Set it to 250 and buy it, and you can see it's working. Restart the game, and next is 500. You could just set like this and check whether all of your upgrades are working. So that's it for this video, and in episode 3 I'll be showing you how to switch Pokemons, how to code the display, and many more. So if you want to make an awesome scrolling platformer like this, make sure you check this video. So see you with another awesome Scratch tutorial.